Afghans and family members who had ties to the U.S. occupation or whose lives were endangered were evacuated around the world. They endured months of uncertainty at military bases overseas and so-called safe haven bases here in the U.S. More than 80,000 have settled in communities across this country. For many of these Afghans, the milestone is bittersweet. There's hope for their new life, stress about finding work, and fear for their families back home.
I was born to fly.
A pilot in the Afghan Air Force, Shahpur's comfort zone is in a Black Hawk helicopter. For years, he flew wing to wing with U.S. forces. Now he fuels and services planes in Scottsdale, Arizona. It pays for food and clothes, but not for rent. How different is that from what you hope to be?
It is just working in the ground, and I want to be in the air.
To get there, he's starting from scratch, staring down years of costly training, all while providing for 7 family members. 7 miles west, Sabira Madadi is starting her second bachelor's degree to become an occupational therapist. She's spending her summer working 2 jobs. The money that you're able to make in your jobs here in Arizona, how much does that mean for your family back in Afghanistan?
Considering the situation that no one works in Afghanistan, I mean, no female is allowed to work in Afghanistan, and my family is like all females. So for them, it's good that I can support them.
Sabira is one of 130 other women students who fled Taliban rule together. She spent 3 days in Spain and 3 months at Fort McCoy in Wisconsin. Nonprofits like Upwardly Global visited the bases to help evacuees find employers. Do we know how many of the Afghan evacuees have found jobs?
No. And so data is a real challenge here.
Does someone have that data? They're just not sharing it, or was it never compiled?
It's never compiled.
Kabir Kamal told the U.S. government North Dakota wasn't for him. Through the Tent Partnership, he found work in New York City, analyzing supply chain data for Pfizer.
The first 1.5 months, I just lost myself. Where am I and what should I do? Then I just take myself and I go forward.
Kamal worked for the Afghan government. He escaped Taliban fire with his young family, his daughter atop his shoulders. She wants to be a pilot.
She told me because my grandmother and my uncles are still in Afghanistan, I want to bring them out from Afghanistan. I cried very much.
Any Afghans still arriving now stop first at this conference center in Virginia. They spend a month getting acclimated, meeting with refugee agencies, and learning how to navigate American life, like Immigration 101, figuring out how to apply for asylum or a 2-year work permit, and what happens once that runs out.
It has made us a little bit cautious, like we are thinking that what if in 2 years we cannot get any legal lawyer, what will happen to our future? Will they deport us again? Will we go to Afghanistan again? What should we do?
Several women arrived here recently after nearly a year in Abu Dhabi, requesting to shield their identity amid concern for their families. They say conditions on the Emirati base are punishing.
They have been through a lot. They're still going through a lot. Just for their daily base needs, they have to stay in lines for 2 to 3 hours in 104 or 5 degrees. Thinking about it gives me chills.
A final flight from Abu Dhabi arrives this week, and then the end. On September 30th, this makeshift hotel and school will again become a corporate training facility. And 1 year after the withdrawal, these families will be on their own, fighting to get by in a country they once fought for.
Maybe God knows something better for us. That's why He brought us here.